afternoon, and welcome to the HSpod. It's the Happy and Successful Podcast. It's been a minute. Yes, I know. You're welcome. If you're new here, welcome to the best place to be. If you're a returning guest, welcome back. We're happy to have you. My name is Delore, your delectable host. And yes, we're live on the HS Pod. So before I continue, I would like us to meet our very, very, very special guest today. I would like him introduce himself. Just say your name and a hi. So,
Hi everybody, my name is Joseph Oyebode Tunde.
AKA
Bode Joe.
Brother Joe, you're welcome.
Thank you very
We're
much.
happy to have you here.
I'm happy to. Thank
All
you.
right. So like I said, it's happy and successful podcast. So everything happy, everything successful, we do it here. And today we are going to be talking when dreams meet detours. So we are all okay, should I say we are all dreamers? Well,
Obviously,
I
yeah, we are
believe we're all dreamers.
Obviously, yeah.
We have dreams and passions, that's kind of push us and drive us. But we could get to points where it's like you hit a rock and you may just give up. I've been in that situation myself.
Mhm.
Used to be very passionate about something. Okay, let me say
What
broadcasting.
exactly?
Actually,
Broadcasting, okay.
yes, a long
But
time
you're doing that
ago.
partially now, you know.
Yes, I've revisited it. But at some point in my life, I kind of I put it aside. I
Okay.
didn't think that it was going to be anything. But thank God for technology. There's a whole lot I started seeing online and learning, and I'm back again.
That's good.
So, but I just like to encourage somebody out there that you could have dreams and something you're really passionate about, and maybe you give up. You let me wait first or whatever it is. So, we're going to be hearing and learning all of that from our cinematographer. He's a cinematographer. He's a creator. He's a creative thinker. I've interacted with him for a bit, and I can say that he's a creative thinker. He's a strategic thinker, planner, and all of that with experience, over 5 years experience in project management and all of that, and a passionate and committed lover of God, and he's excellence driven. There's a
you.
lot
Thank
with
you.
a degree in computer science and engineering. So we're really happy to have you here and
It's a pleasure to be here
ready to learn from your wealth of
Hmm.
experience and knowledge and all of that.
too. Well of experience, you say.
All right. So before we get right into it, please engage with us in the comments section. If you have questions, if you have contributions, please drop them in the comments. And you know how we do it. I'll read them out and let's just interact, So please don't forget and like and share. All right. So the first question.
Whoa. Let the
So-
drum start rolling then, I guess.
So let's talk about you. So what's one dream that you've always had and maybe you're afraid to pursue? What held you back?
Hmm.
Yeah.
To be direct, I have always wanted to study neurosurgery, so I've always wanted to be a neurosurgeon.
Oh, really?
So I mean, it will surprise you how a neurosurgeon turned
Yes.
into an IT person actually.
Yes.
So right from childhood, I've all these childhood dreams that
Mhm.
parents would always want their son to be a doctor.
Yes.
This
Lawyer.
lawyer and all of those. I mean, for my own parent, they wanted me to be a doctor, and
Okay.
I've always carried that dream. But now, saying that I wanted to study neurosurgery came from the drive of Ben Carson.
Okay.
Remember Ben
Yeah.
Carson, the book, Gifted Hands and all
Mhm.
of those. So because of that, I developed passion that I wanted to deal with human brains and all. But going to the secondary school, the drive changed. Why?
Mhm.
Because the fear for biology I was not really feeling biology, but I was not really flowing
For me,
with
biology
it.
was just too much. Like the textbook alone was so bulky. I didn't like to read it.
Well, for me directly, I would say that all of those, they are plantain, whatever the plant, all of those. I can't remember them again because it's been long actually, but the botanical names and all of those things, I'm not really good with them. So, because of that, I met one of my teacher who was doing Cisco networking at that time, and also
Okay.
a core member that was serving my school. And they were part of the people that God actually used to, help me navigate through the path of desire and passion where I found
Okay.
myself. Okay, I love doing anything on the system and all of those, which I now have to navigate my path to computing actually. So one passion that I'm afraid of. I mean, sorry, the question again.
Yeah, you used to. Is there something that you always wanted to do, but
Exactly.
then you're afraid to
Exactly.
pursue?
That's neurosurgery.
Okay,
That's
so
neurosurgery.
but you still, if you could, you would still
I
do
mean,
it
in
now.
my next life, I mean, I could practice. But usually, I mean, even in university, I used to tell people that I I studied medical, as in medicine technology. That's what I do tell people actually, because I mean,
It's
I
technology.
spent about 7 years in school due to strike and all of those things. So I
Okay.
can say boldly, I'm a doctor actually.
Doctor of technology.
Doctor of
That's
technology.
cool. All right.
That was just by the way, actually. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's great. That's cool. Neurosurgeon. Okay. So why do you think so many people struggle with taking their first step toward their goals?
That's actually a deep question, and
Mm.
it's very strong. It's not a question that you could just attack anyhow and just
Okay.
give answers. It has to come from the well of experience that you're saying actually
Yeah.
earlier. So if I would say directly to this, most times we wait for a total perfection. We wait for everything to be perfect before we actualize our goal. But the truth of the matter is everything can be
Can-
perfect. Cannot be
Cannot be
perfect
perfect at the beginning.
at the
yeah.
beginning.
I
So
agree.
all you just need is you need to understand the goal, understand the vision, you carry it. And another thing also, I mean, fear of uncertainty might come in.
Yeah, that's very true.
All of doubts and yeah, but I mean, once you understand where you are going to or where you are heading, I mean, you would not accommodate any form of doubt or fear.
Okay.
Yes.
If you are certain, if you know
Yeah.
where you are headed. Yeah. Okay. I know where I'm headed though. Let me speak for someone, but
Okay.
okay, like you said, that fear of uncertainty, you're not sure how things would. I think I would say that I think that's the biggest challenge for, or one of the biggest challenge for many
Yeah, it's a
people.
big challenge, and then I mean, you could also look at it in another way of, I mean, lack of motivation, lack of clarity. Do you get? Because it has to be clear. It has to be clear. The motivation, you need to have motivation about the goal generally. So, and those are part of the things that would actually push you.
Okay, and then you mentioned understanding the vision, your
Exactly.
vision.
Exactly.
Okay, getting your motive
Mhm.
straight.
Mhm.
So back to you again. Can you share a time when you felt like giving up on the dream?
Whoa. You want to make me emotional right now?
By all means, please, let's cry.
All right. I mean, to the viewers out there, actually, there've been times I felt like giving up many times, but one major time was when I lost my dad. I was in SS1, senior secondary school. It looked as though, I mean, everything has ended, as if life has finished, as if the road has ended there. But one of the things that helped me then was believing in God.
Okay.
Yeah, and it has to do with part of the things when you face a detour, actually, because what I did at that moment was to just keep pushing and allow God's plans to work, and God actually came forth. Yeah, the God factor.
How did you push? You said you kept pushing.
Okay, so now,
They're practical.
how did I
ways.
push?
Yeah.
So, you know, in such kind of situations, I said I lost my dad in SS1, right? And then, because of that, you know, there are some circumstances that might happen. It's either your academic stops,
Oh.
or do you get? But I mean, because I had faith and believe in God, all of those things that I was thinking were worries, got sorted out. But it was help from different angles, people that came and then assisted, even down to when I finished my school. But I mean, it was not as if I was not facing setbacks along the line. Even when I got to the university, there are times when I'll be out of cash, there'll be no flow, there'll be nothing. So part of the things I did at those times was I invested in myself.
Okay.
So when I say I invested in myself, part of the things I do now, most of the skills that I have, are part of the investment I've done those days. So I made sure that I contributed to myself in learning skills, so skill development. So whether it's content creation, whether it is videography, editing, whether it is design. I started off with design, navigated down to video editing, from video editing.
So it's more like you were in a low place,
A low
and then from
place.
that low place you're able to
Exactly.
pick up something,
something
and
out of
start working on.
You get it. You get it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's actually cool.
Mm.
Okay. But I'm interested in knowing, as a creator that you are, are there times that, is there something in the creative line that you started doing and you felt like, I beg, this is not for everybody, you know? Was there any? I know there are a lot of creatives out there, and
yeah.
trying
So
to-
now let me think directly in the creative.
Mm.
Okay, let me be direct. I'm not saying I'm stopping. I mean, the viewers out there, don't think as if I'm stopping that. Actually, I'm an IT person, right? And I studied computer science and engineering. I started off also learning programming, but I
Okay.
stopped along the line because it stopped due to my fear for solving problems, right? Not that programming doesn't solve problems, but I want to be like in the front fair of envisioning the idea. So I navigated into product designs and management. So I think through the ideas and now do design. So one thing I stopped, in the side of creative, programming. I stopped programming. So
Oh, okay.
So
It was too much to.
exactly why I said I don't want to dive to that. Well, it's not as if it's complicated. It's not as if it's complex. If I jump onto it now today or whenever, I will still
Okay.
triumph. Do you get?
So there's neurosurgeon there, there's programming there.
Obviously. So you're bringing everything out.
Well, it's all good. It's all cool.
It's for somebody to learn actually. out there.
Yes. So what small steps can someone take towards achieving their dreams? I'm saying small steps because not everybody would have, especially finance, some of the things that you want to do. And if you don't have all of that at the beginning, what small steps can you take towards achieving your dream?
If I'll be direct,
Mm-hmm.
using myself as an example, right? The steps, first thing first, I would just say is writing down the plan, the vision itself first, right?
Write the vision, make it plain.
Exactly. Make it plain, if possible. Put it on
tablets.
Tablets. Do you get? I think it's Bible.
Yeah,
It's in the
yes.
Bible, yeah. I think we might talk about that later. Yeah, I think Habakkuk chapter 2 verse 2 or something. Yeah. So writing it down, putting it on tablets, as you said, make it clear, right? Once it's clear, because you are the carrier of the vision. First thing first, you need to understand the vision and writing it down. After writing it down, the next thing also that you would have to do is you will need to network with people that are of high knowledge in that field that you're trying to venture into. And another thing also that is also very important, which a lot of people try to neglect, is they say learning never stops, learning never ends. We keep learning every day and day and day. So sometimes the vision might require you to learn a new thing. And when I say learn a new thing, it might require you to learn a skill. It might require you to learn maybe a bit of content creation. Like now, people do Canva editing. You can do a lot of things with Canva, video editing. You can do book. All the people that do all these Amazon books and all of those. It's not as if I'm giving Canva a free advert, but I'm saying that sometimes the kind of visions you have, whatever steps you need to write, sometimes it will still require you learning. So you have to be self-aware that I will need to learn some things along the line. Do you get? So, and aside from that, then I've mentioned something about networking.
Yeah, networking.
Yes, I've mentioned something about networking. The other thing that you need also is there's what we call support system.
Okay.
Support system. You might need support system. People that will give you feedbacks, whether positive or negative, whether you're doing well or you're doing right. And then another thing also is you need to be self-aware that failure is not an option, because definitely you will face detours.
Failure,
Just
right.
like, I mean, I don't want to say, I don't want to be direct, but obviously you will face challenges along the line.
So it's
And
not an option. It will definitely
It will
come.
definitely come.
So it's good that you just know that in your head.
Good, you know. You should just know that one side of your head that, I will face challenge.
Yeah.
When I'm challenged, where do I fall back to? Support system.
Okay.
So, and your support system can be, I don't need to dive deep, but you know who your support system can be. Actually.
I don't know my support
You don't know your
system.
support system. Obviously, I mean, your support system can be your pastor, it can be your mother, it can be your friend, somebody you call a confidant, actually. That
Okay.
you,
Now I know. All right. So
Yeah.
when you're talking, when you mentioned write the vision and make it plain, I was like, there's some visions I wrote down, but maybe I did not make it plain. That's why I know, because I'm not sure I really remember, but I know I used to write a lot down in one of my books. I don't even know where the book is. I don't know, but anyway, thank God for that. And then networking. I think that is very, very key. I find that what I'm doing now, I'm looking out to go to places where I meet people that are doing the same thing I'm doing. I'm not necessarily looking for money or looking to be paid. Of course, I should be paid, but I'm not really looking for that. I want to meet people that are doing what I'm doing. People above me, below me, beside me, just meet with them, gain experience. And so I think that is really important. Networking, the step you could take. That doesn't really require money to do. So yeah. All right, Emiene Bernice in the comment section says she's happy to be here. We're happy to have you too. Thank you for being here. So let's move on. How important is having? Okay, you just mentioned that.
Yeah, I mentioned that actually, right?
How important is having a support system?
Yeah, it's very important to have a support system. It's one of the crucial and most important part of making your vision to reality, actually. So if you are this kind of person that you want to carry your vision alone, be ready to answer yourself when the challenge comes. Be ready to cry alone.
That's not good.
I mean, it's not to discourage anybody actually, but I mean, it's always good to have people around you, and those people around you are people that would help you through thick and thin when you're being faced with challenge, and when things are working, when things are not working.
Yeah, and they're there to help criticize. If you're not doing something well, they can tell you, do this like this, or don't do that like that.
Yeah.
Okay. That's cool. So how do faith and resilience play a role in keeping our dreams alive? Let's go faith now.
That's actually very, very deep. And if we want to take this, we would not finish, because it's actually a big context. Okay, so now let me come from an angle of, I think the side of the scripture that says, I know the plans I have towards you. The plans.
That's so good.
Exactly.
Not of evil, to give you a hope and the future.
Exactly. Jeremiah 29 verse 11. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So the reason why I actually want to take it in that line is this. That is a segment in the scripture, right? That God makes known to us. That is, it's already been written biblically, and a lot of us believe in it. It's working for a lot of people, right? And it will still keep on working. If it's not working for you, I'm not saying that you should doubt. It will definitely still work for you. But now, the angle I'm diving to is this. Because of that word, right? Some people see it as a form of motivation, as an inner strength, that the plan of God is of good for me. Hope and expected end, right? I'm not leaving the question. How do faith and resilience help you in your achieving your vision?
Dreams, yeah.
Because you know God's plan for you is of good, right?
Yeah.
And He has a vision for you, right? I'm putting vision in there specifically, which is a future filled with hope and expected end, right? Now, what you are exercising there at that moment is what? Faith. Because it's not something that you've seen.
Yeah, true.
Do you get? So sometimes the vision can be something you dream of. I think there's this saying that they say that a vision is something that you when you see, it keeps you awake from sleeping. I think I'm not really.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's the context. When you say vision, you stay awake. Instead of you to sleep, you keep on pushing until you actualize that vision. So now, the faith you have in God, you already believe that my future is settled.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
Whether or not it comes now, right? So now, the faith and resilience, how they work with your vision is you are the carrier of the vision. You saw it. The inner strength in you would exercise faith in believing in that vision. Do you get? And then where resilience will now come in is resilience will now come in to help you when setbacks come, when challenges come. Do you get? When funding challenge come, I need funds for this because definitely there will be situations where you will need funds. I mean, whether it's a course you want to learn on Udemy or you want to learn a course anywhere, I mean, you will still need funds. Those challenges might come. They might be minor challenge, you get. So now, faith and resilience. Faith is now the thing that will now keep helping you to push and say, resilience rather, is what will help you to sustain that situation, that setback, right? And because you already have that inner strength in you that believes in the vision.
What if you don't have the strength?
Oh.
Especially when there are setbacks. It's just me thinking. Because there are some setbacks that kind of take away your strength.
Well, it's very true. I mean, it's very true because, I mean, this life is not easy. You know, I'm not gonna lie, sincerely. But the truth of the matter is, that is where your support system would still come into play. Do you get? When the setback is bigger than you, there will definitely be somebody that will be there, even if that person has not experienced that thing before, right? The person would have the direct word to use for you at that particular time to encourage you. It can be a line of the scripture. It can be a simple word. Just take it easy on yourself. Everything will be okay. Everything will work out well. Do you understand that kind of thing? So I will still put support system there, actually. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So now, how can we stay motivated when results don't show up as quickly as we want them to? Or as quickly as we hoped they would?
I think
still setbacks.
It's difficult, actually. Let me be direct. It's very difficult, right? Because the truth of the matter is, I myself, I think I'm in that particular situation at the moment. But I mean, one of the things that is keeping me moving, which I will use to answer this question, is the faith. Faith would still come into play, because I'm this kind of person that I believe in God, and I trust in whatever plans and purpose He has for me. So now, in such kind of situation, right, my belief in God is part of the things that would help me through. Believing that, okay, He hears, He answers. And if He did it before, He will do it again, right? I'm not preaching to anybody.
No, you're free to preach.
I'm free to preach.
You're free to preach.
Yeah,
please.
so if He did it before, He will do it again, and He will still do it again. Do you get? So because of that, my whatever I'm facing at that moment, if the result is not coming through, doesn't mean that it won't come through. It's a vision that I've actually seen, right, and believed in, right? So if it's not coming through at God's own set time, it will definitely come through.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that the faith in God is paramount.
It's very,
for me,
very
because
paramount.
the support system can fail.
Obviously.
Yeah. So what happens then when, or maybe your support system is also going through their own
Obviously,
and
they are human beings like you.
cannot stand for you. So
Mhm.
I think faith in God is the more sure thing
Yep.
to actually rely on.
Mhm.
Okay, that's cool. All right, Emmanuel in the comments section says having the right people as your support system is a win. Thank you, Emma. Bernice says have a support system. Oh, so support system. Support system that you can move along faster in the pursuit of your vision. It's truly important to have a good support system.
Yeah.
So let me ask now, can you have a support system that that you know better than, or how would I say it? I don't know how to put the question,
well,
but I don't know if you
Yeah,
understand.
I get. Well, there are different class or category to which you will put support systems into.
Yeah, I
right?
think what I'm trying to say that is a support system, does it always have to be somebody that maybe has gone through what you've already gone through, that is way ahead there, or can be in your level or below your level?
Okay, like
that.
I said, right? The fact that I said support system, or that we were laying emphasis on support system, doesn't mean that you should just have only one
Okay.
support system.
Okay.
You can have several,
Okay.
right? In the line of knowledge,
Mm.
right? You can have a support system in that line. When I mean line of knowledge, take for example what you wanted to dive into is photography, for instance, right? You can look into people, or try to network with people that are way ahead of you, and when you face certain challenge, they could actually put you through what to do. So in that kind of context, you won't go and meet your support system that is maybe way below, that doesn't even have any understanding of photography. Do you understand? So
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
one segment. So
Okay.
you can have several support systems actually.
Okay. I have plenty.
Yeah, plenty.
Can be greedy with it. Can be a glutton with it. All right, we've actually come to the end of our time is up.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So to final notes, to answer the big question, what do you do when, in one simple sentence, what do you do? You said a lot. What do you do when your dreams meet detours? Do you give up? I know the answer is no. So just a simple sentence. What do you do when your dreams hit detours?
Yeah, just as you mentioned, yes, what you do when your dreams meet detour? The answer is practically no. But I mean, in a clear sentence, you don't give up, you keep pushing, and you continue.
Continue.
Yeah.
Keep pushing and continue.
Yeah,
Even when your strength fails,
exactly.
you can pick up. Like you said, I like what you said, that it was in your low times that you're able to find, something to do.
Yeah.
And you're still in that line,
Mm-hmm.
and all of that. So when you hit setbacks, or when you meet setbacks, from that low place, you can always find something
Exactly.
that would. All right. So thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much, Della.
Thank you for sharing with us. I believe somebody out there learned. All right. Bernice also says, faith in God is paramount. God never fails. Yes, that's true. God never fails, actually.
Yeah.
True.
He's never failed before. And he will fail.
Jesus says, no give up. Oh. You snooze, you lose.
Obviously.
Yes.
Baba, you snooze, you
At the
lose.
end of the day, nobody will now know that big dream that you had
Exactly.
cooking up if you let it go. So
Exactly.
don't give up. Trust God. All right. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you everybody for coming on here. Please, before you leave, share the video with someone. Just copy the link and share it, and like this video so that more people can see it and be blessed. And somebody could be giving up right beside you. You don't know. So follow our guests at Bodejo on Instagram for more. For more of this. So thank you so much for coming
Thank
here.
you very much.
We really appreciate it.
I do
All right.
appreciate
So
it.
we'll see you next week, Friday, same time, 2 p.m. at Christ Family Ministry. I remain your delectable host, Della Ray. Bye-bye.
Don't miss the HSpod airing every Friday on YouTube at Christ Family Ministry by 2 p.m. We bring you exciting topics from health to love to family to sports, business, and yes, Jesus is at the center of it all. And guess what? We have an exciting new future. You can now call in during the show to contribute and ask questions on 081 38 5835. Don't miss out. Don't miss the HSpod airing every Friday on YouTube at Christ Family Ministry by 2 p.m. We bring you exciting topics from health to love to family to sports, business, and yes, Jesus is at the center of it all. And guess what? We have an exciting new future. You can now call in during the show to contribute and ask questions on 081 3831 5835.